Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's good to have you and Yanamkela Batase, so welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about, as you can see by the title, so today we are talking about my healing journey, to be exact. So I'm gonna probably title it Our Healing Journey because I want to take you guys with me on my healing journey. What am I healing from? So, as we all know, as youth, not just South African youth, but people around the world, we are suffering from depression. We are dealing with the most daily, which leads to us to depression. La nto kuthiwa lucinezelelo lwengqondo ngokwasesiXhoseni. So I want us to talk about that because we are losing people daily, on a daily basis. Actually, statistics shows that every 40 seconds someone dies from suicide, and we all know that the main reason to suicide is actually depression. People get depressed and they actually do not know how to deal with it, and they end up killing themselves, which actually should stop because it's mainly the youth. You hardly find an elderly person committing suicide. It's mostly the youth, and we can't not have the youthing. Instead, they're just killing themselves. That cannot happen. You see. So I'm gonna tackle a little bit on mental issues. Okay, before I get to that, just a quick disclaimer. I am not a healthcare professional or a psychologist or mental health professional or anything like that. I am just sharing my journey with you guys. Okay. So this is what happened with me. I'm just gonna give a little. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. So I have been suffering from depression from a very young age, like from my teenagers. I'm currently 30 years old and I'm still battling as it is. So my problems started when my parents separated. I was actually 14 at the time. I was 14 at the time. So they had separated, and then my mother went and stayed in another province, leaving us with our father. So a lot happened. At some point, I had to step up as a parent because we all know that you can have a father. Yes, there are fathers who can actually play a role of being a mother and a father. But some, because they are used to having someone with them, they can't really do it. So I had to step up a little bit because I had to look after my siblings, tell my father what's needed and what we need and all those kind of things. He would just provide money for us and he was just there for us. But yeah, so that's where my problems started. And their situation affected me because I was caught up in the middle. As a firstborn child, I was a little bit older than all my siblings. So it was a little bit of a problem for me because I had to grow up fast. So that's where my problems started. I had a mild stroke when I was 15 now because it was just so overwhelming and I was constantly thinking about it. And growing up, I was a very shy and reserved child. So I would think a lot being by myself because at that stage now, I was not even keen on going outside to play with the other kids. I was just always indoors, locking myself in. I actually remember at some point I would lock myself in, close all the curtains. It didn't matter how hot it was, like how hot the day was. I would lock myself in, close the curtains, close the windows, so that when somebody comes, especially my cousins, they liked to come visit me because we're staying in the same area. So I would close, lock the doors, and all that kind of stuff so that, and I would hear them knocking, checking if I'm there because they knew that I like to lock myself inside. But I would just keep quiet so that they think that I'm not there and then they can go back because I just wanted to be alone and, you know, just think things through and be by myself and just try and figure things out. Okay. So that's where my problem started, and I suffered from that. A lot of things happened afterwards, which also added to all the mental breakdowns that I had been having. So as I grew up, things started getting worse because now I'm growing up, developing into an adult. So now I also have my problems, which are also adding to the stress. So I've had that situation up until in my 30s. Now I started seeing that this is getting out of hand when I would have, like, I would say, a mental shutdown where I would feel like my mind is not sitting properly in my head. Like, that's the physical now. I would feel like my mind is not sitting properly in my head, and that I can't think straight. I can't actually think of anything. I'm just here and there. It feels like my mind is just rolling around my head, those kind of things. And what I would do is sleep, take some pills and sleep, especially allergics. That's those are the pills that I abused the most. So I would take allergics. I know it's gonna make me feel drowsy, and then go to sleep. And then when I wake up, at least I would feel better. There were days where I would actually not sleep at all. I would stay up all night because I'm thinking so much. I would stay up all night without even sleeping, not even for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, like straight up, opening my eyes, try closing them, and it was just not working. So, of late, I've had a problem of having suicidal thoughts. And the person that I am, I'm a reasoning person. Like, I think things through, I don't just do anything. So, I would think that I feel like my mind is doing things on me. There were times where I would feel overwhelmed so much that I feel like, okay, I'm so tired. My whole body is tired, my mind is tired, and all I would want to do is like just relax. And I would feel like just taking my own life so that I can just have peace because I'm just too tired and I can't take it anymore. But obviously, I couldn't do that because I've got a lot to think about as a mother, because I've got a child. And now looking back to that, there's this thing that um, everything happens for a reason. So as much as teenage pregnancy is not right, but that was the case with me. I got pregnant at the age of 19. So, and I had a child at that age as well. So I believe that my child was there for a reason, because each and every time when I thought of committing suicide, I would think of her like, if I kill myself, what is she gonna do? Like, how will she survive? Who's gonna take care of her? How will she grow up? Like, all those kind of things. So she's actually, her existence is actually the reason why I'm still here right now. And just a few weeks ago, I've had it again. I was at it again because what had triggered it is actually my problems that I have with my mother, and also the fact that I have recently moved to KZN for a job. So I'm originally from Queenstown, but then I moved to Hermanus after matric. So I got a job now in KZN. So me moving to KZN means that I don't have any family members here. I don't know. Almost the only people I know is just a few people that I went to varsity with, of which they're not even close to where I stay. So, which leaves me with the people that I stay with at the place that I'm staying, and also my colleagues, which actually do not stay that close to me. So, and I'm not that used to them. So, there's always that mentality that should anything happen to me, what will I do? Where will I go? Who will I turn to? Because I also have this thing of not wanting to bother people. I don't like bothering people at all. So I've been having those kind of feelings, and it has led me to deeper into depression with the problems that I have back at home, and also the fact that yes, I've got this job, that's fine, but I'm in this different province where I do not know anyone. I'm always scared that what if something happens to me, where will I turn to? So I constantly get worried. And also financial worries are also a thing, because as much as I got the job that I wanted, I'm not earning the amount of money that I would have wanted to earn. So it's a bit of a struggle, because having also to take care of the people back at home, because that's another issue that's stressing. Because if I was taking care of myself only with the money that I'm earning, it wouldn't really be a problem. If I was taking care of myself and maybe only myself and my child, then I would be okay. But the fact that I have to look out for the people back at home as well, for my family, that also adds to the stress. Because now I'm thinking, when will I do this and this for myself if I am always constantly worrying about what's happening back at home, you see? So that has led me to a very tight corner, and to a point where I was like, okay, now I don't know what to do. I don't have anyone to cry to, because I always have feel like I have to portray this strong person, like be as strong as I can be for my family, because they all seemingly depending on me. I've got younger siblings. Well, they're not young anymore, they are adults, just that they are younger than me. So I've always been strong for them, not showing that I'm struggling with something from a very young age, because I didn't want them to stress. So I always tried and make sure that I just show them that everything will be fine. I've got them, like, and as long as we have each other, we'll be good. So that's also one of the things that's adding to my stress. All right. So I I I broke down so much that I even felt that I just need physical pain that's gonna make me actually forget about the emotional pain that I have that's within me. So I should just try and do something. I felt like um banging my head on the wall so that I can feel that physical pain. I also thought of cutting myself with, like, a sharp object, which I did, and I'm not proud of it though. I was not cutting myself to a point where I wanted to kill myself. I just wanted to feel physical pain rather than emotional pain, because I just couldn't take it anymore. And I knew that suicide was not an option, because I've got a child that I brought into this world. So I just cannot. And also, I've got my dearly grandmother that I love the most, because so obviously if I do something to myself, she's gonna retaliate, and she's an older person. She's got hypertension, diabetes, all these old people sicknesses that can actually, get to her if something happens to me, especially something like that, you know. So that's when I decided, now I actually do need help, like for real. I need help. And I thought of, let me give this therapy thing, a try. And as we all know, therapy is expensive. Therapy is expensive, and most people do not know much about therapy in the black community. Hence, we actually find so many suicides on the like in the black community, because parents also do not know much about mental health and mental illnesses as much as the younger generation know. It's difficult for them to deal with things because there's no guidance from adults. There's also limited information on where to seek help, where to get help. I just wish sometimes, when it comes to HIV, we are well equipped in South Africa. Treatment, awareness, you know, excuse me, education about HIV and AIDS and all those kind of things, we are well equipped. So, and I'm very proud of my country for that. I just wish now we can tackle this mental illness situation, and have those kind of platforms where we can get information about mental health treatment, or how ways on dealing with it, so that it can be accessible to each and every person. Yes, there are places where you can get help, like where I got help. The depression and anxiety group, I called their line and I spoke to this lady for almost like 2 hours. We spoke. I told I told her where my problem was, and then she kind of gave me an idea of what's causing that and why I was dealing with that and how I can move forward, making sure that I'm getting okay. And it's actually a process. I actually never liked what do you call counseling, if I should put it that way. I never used to like it because the first time I attended was when I was 16 or 17. Something had happened, but that's a story for another day. I was like, this is so not my thing. Therapy is not my thing at all because this lady was just sitting there asking me questions, wanting me to talk, and I was like, I don't like talking, lady. So the fact that I'm gonna be sitting here talking all the time is just not gonna work with me. So I never um attended therapy again until just I think 2 weeks back when I had to speak with that lady. And she sort of like gave me an insight, and immediately after that, after I had spoken to her, I felt lighter. I actually felt lighter. So I believe that therapy works. Even if you cannot afford therapy, there are places, because yes, the number that I had called was not a toll-free number, but I ran out of airtime quickly after that, and then she gave me a call back. Like, she called me back. So we spoke for 2 hours straight. And then yeah, so I will find out more on the platforms which you can contact, that way you can get help for free, like get therapy sessions, even if it's just online, because mostly it's the one-on-one sessions like that cost a lot. But I'm sure with an online session they can help you. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave the details on the description box below on of the numbers that you can call and what you can do when it comes to trying and dealing with your mental health issues. Like I said, this is me, I would say, journaling, or yes, journaling my recovery and also my healing journey with depression. And I would like to take you with. So, because I know I'm not the only one who is suffering from this, there's a whole lot of us where you are suffering from something, and unfortunately, you cannot speak to anyone about it, especially family, because either they do not understand, or they won't understand it coming from you, or they'll just add to another stress on top of what you are having or what you are dealing with. So, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and comment and subscribe to the channel if you would like to take on this journey with me. Yes, this channel is not only about dealing with mental health issues, but there's a lot going on because I'm just living my life one day at a time. So, and I would like to take you with um, to my journey. So, thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.